Karan, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
So, Karan, nice name. Do you know the meaning?
Yes, sir. So Karan basically means a skillful person as well as companion.
Okay. Does it also resemble any mythological character?
Yes, sir. It resembles Karn from the Mahabharat that was on the side of Duryodhan. Suryaputra
Okay.
Karn.
So, do you feel you are as generous as Karan?
Yes, sir. Somewhat.
That's good to know. So, how was your day, Karan? Was it good? What all you did today?
So starting off, sir, I woke up sir around 5:30 in the morning, and I get fresh up, and then I went to the gym. I returned by 8:30, and then I got ready and prepared for the office. I then went to the office and returned by 6:30. Today was a nice day, so I post my office. I went for a run and ran 5 to 7 kilometers, and post that I had my dinner, and right now I'm sitting here.
Pretty hectic day. Aren't you tired?
No, sir, it was good day.
So, Karan, since you mentioned about your job, I'm a little interested to know about this. So, tell me about your job, what you do, what are the roles and responsibilities you have, what do you like in the job, and what is something you do not like that much, why you chose this particular job, and if you have any significant achievements in this job, mention about them. And if given an opportunity to change this job, which job would you prefer to be in?
So, sir, starting off, sir, I've joined this job just 2 weeks back. Basically, sir, I'm working in Lakshmi Kumar and Sridharan, which is one of the prestigious law firms in India. So, mainly, I am allocated in the IPR department, that too as an executive in the designing team. So, basically, the work is to say, if any a new design is to be published, like if a startup or a company has to publish their design or have to some register their design to the Indian Patent Office. So they directly refer to us. So we have to make the we have to do the filing work, and thereby they become our clients, and we do the filing work, and moreover we make a easy process, a hassle-free process for them. Thereby they can register the certificate. They get the certification. So, sir, as of now, sir, it's just been 2 weeks. So, sir, everything has it's been a learning process. I'm making new friends all over there. So, sir, mainly that are the likings part I'm liking there. So, talking about so the dislikes part. So, sir, there's no as such dislike as I'm just a fresher. So, I'm most of the time I'm learning any senior or sometimes even the manager calls me and started teaching me and sometimes brainstorms me as well. So that is the mainly the thing that I'm doing there. So talking about the shifting part. So some the main line of interest of mine is Indian Air Force. So if given a chance, I'll definitely shift toward the Indian Air Force. And so yes, so that were the main questions that I can recall.
Okay, since you said you want to join the Indian Air Force, name any three fighter jets the Indian Air Force uses.
So Rafale, Sukhoi, and Tejas.
Okay, what kind of fighter aircraft is Sukhoi?
Some multi-role superiority.
Okay,
It's also called the highly maneuverable. It is one of the most highly maneuverable aircraft that we possess.
very good. I see you have a little bit of technical knowledge also. So, are you
Yes,
from an
sir.
engineering background?
No, sir. Sir, I am from economics background. I have done my graduation in economics honors.
Okay, when did you graduate?
Sir, in 2022.
Okay, so what makes you so interested in the Indian Air Force, and why particularly the Indian Air Force? Why not the Army or the Navy?
Sir, mainly, sir, my main line of interest is flying the Rafale. So, sir, whenever I see Rafale, even in the photo, it gives me goosebumps. So, sir, the that part of the interest part in that. So, moreover, so all the three forces are equivalent, and everyone have their personal choice of interest. But so the blue uniform as well as the sir, Rafale part I have set my eyes on it, and thereby have ardent desire to earn it.
Okay, so this is your first SSB, is it?
No, sir.
Okay, so tell me about what happened in your previous attempts.
So as of now, I have been to four SSBs, like four attempts, and I'm conference out in all the four attempts. So starting off in the first attempt, that was an AFCAT entry attempt. In that, I was pretty much most of the things I learned was mainly from YouTube and Instagram. So I performed, but my performance was not up to the mark. I do feel that. I also got stuck in the lecturate part there, so I was eventually conferenced out. So my second attempt was for the CDS attempt. That time I cleared for OTA, and thereby I went for it. So in that I was first time with the repeaters. So I was not able to manage with the group in this group task with the repeaters. So they were some of them were even 6 or 7 timers with me, and I was basically just a second timer. So moving forward, suppose that I took the coaching, and in my third attempt, I went again for the AFCAT entry, and in that, sir, I did my level best, but I was grilled too much about the coaching part, as well as something like what all were my
What
personal.
quotient?
Yes, sir.
You were grilled on your quotient part. You said what quotient?
Sir, on the coaching part,
Coaching. Okay.
yes, sir.
So
In the
coaching is
coaching,
not a bad thing. Why were
but
you
sir,
grilled on that?
but I was grilled he went too much deep into the coaching. What happened in that interview? What was your personalized feedback? What was the fees? How did you manage to stay there? I was staying there for 14 to 18 days. So how did you manage to stay there? It was around the New Year time. So why didn't you celebrate New Year with your family? And all those questions were like 15
That
20
is
minutes for.
that is just getting to know about how much you have learned in the coaching. They
Yes,
are
sir.
basic questions.
Yes, sir, I easily tackled them, but sir, when he got into the personalized feedback, so sir, I told them that my personalized feedback that time was to work something more on my GK and get a good knowledge about the mainly the Air Force part. So he started asking me the questions, and thereby I was able to tackle it. So the grill part is like he went too deep in it, and I was able to tackle it. Sir, moreover, sir, I believe, sir, post the coaching part, I used to have, sir, like some typically great ideas for the psych part. So somewhat I feel that that went too far. Like giving too great ideas is also sometimes harmful for us, and thereby I got confidence out in that attempt as well. So moving forward for the fourth attempt, that was a CDS AFA attempt. That was in March. So in that attempt, sir, I was like pretty much confident that I'll make it in this time. In the psych part, I mainly wrote the stories which were revolving around somewhat revolving around my life, and my interview also went well this time. So basically, the senior IO took the interview, and at that time he was not he was not much more interested in the interview part, but I was pretty much confident that this is going all well. In the GTO part as well, I performed well, and I was also in the CD in the A Force attempts. The person who is called on last for the command task is generally considered to be in the line of passing from the GTO side. So I was called on last. I performed well in all the GTO tasks as well, but eventually I again got conferenced out. And right now I have my next attempt for AFCAT entry in June.
Okay. And who told you this that when you are called at the end in your command task, there are chances of you getting recommended? Where did you
So,
get this info?
so some of the recommended candidates as well as some of the repeaters. It's a myth. Generally, it's a myth. Basically, it's a myth, sir.
Okay, so you are saying it's a myth and you believe it.
But sir,
So
the level of difficulty in the command task generally increases. Like the last person getting the command task, it's somewhat like the structure is destroyed and all that. So if something is difficult is being assigned to us, then somewhat you get like a chance of being passed. That's the main criteria of considering this point.
okay. So Karan, let me know a little bit more about your academic journey so far. Starting from 10th to your graduation, tell me about the marks you have obtained, the subjects you have chosen, and why you chose them, your likes and dislikes of your entire academic journey, the teachers you liked the most, about your friends whom you had very close relationship with, how your education was financed, and do you have any regrets so far about your entire academic career?
So starting off with my class 10, I was in Ramjas School, that is recently transformed to Ramjas International School. In my class 10th, I scored 87.4 percentage. So moving to my class 11th, I opted for PCM with economics, and in my class 12th, I scored 86.4 percentage. So post that, in my graduation, I went for economics honors from Delhi University. In that I scored 69.53 percentage. So talking about the subjects I chose, as I already mentioned, I took PCM with economics. So mainly my interest was basically in physics as well as economics. So thereby I went with the subject. And so can you repeat the question? I forgot one question in between.
Okay, I asked about your likes and dislikes throughout your academic journey, about your teachers, about how your education was financed, and
And
about your
about the friends. Yes, sir. So, sir, talking about the likes and dislikes part, so mainly I used to study with my friends. My friend circle was very good. So, like my schooling part as well as my graduation part did went very well. So everything was like on the like part. So the dislike part was I was too much inclined with the studies. So somewhat, mainly I trade off the sports times at times during my school days as well as college days with the studies part. So that was one dislike part. So talking about the teachers part, so my favorite teacher was mainly the physics teacher. She had all different bond altogether with all the students. She used to connect very well with all the students, and I'm still in touch with her. And talking about the teacher who didn't impress me that much was mainly the maths teacher. So she was the vice principal and a bit very much rude with the students. So talking about the friends part, so I have a very large number of friends, but so two of them are very closest. One of them is Karthikeya, and other one being Pallavi. So I consider them my close friends, and they are very much ambitious. They are very particular in what they are doing in their life, and they are disciplined as well. And talking about the finances part, so my father mainly financed the education, and as of now, I have not faced any financial problem with the education part.
Okay, you mentioned about your two best friends, Karthikeya and Pallavi, right? If
Yes,
I
sir.
asked them about Karan, what would they tell me?
So first of all, they'll tell you that I'm a highly disciplined person. I'm always respectful to anyone around, like anyone around we meet, and I'm highly enthusiastic. If in anything I'm doing, I'm highly optimistic. Like whatever I'm thinking, I'll always go with the positive side and always like cherish with the moments. I also like make multiple plans to meet with them, and if they are somewhat busy, then we reschedule it, and they generally like my company.
Okay. So, Karan, I see you are a handsome and charming young man. So, how many girlfriends have you had till now?
None so.
Why?
So never tried for that purpose.
Why not? You don't have interest in girls.
So that's not the case, but it never interested me that much. Like you have to like I have very good friends that are girls, so I never felt like any need to be in specifically a relationship. So I never went for it.
Okay. So, how do you take care of your sexual needs then?
So mainly, sir, I'm much more on the busy side of my life. So that as of now, sir, uh, no, any I don't have any needs of that kind as of now.
That's strange. But anyway, Karan, now I would like to know a little bit more about your family, your close neighborhood circle, and so those things. Tell me about your father and mother, their occupation, your siblings, if you have any, what they are doing currently. As a family, how do you spend time together? What activities you do as a family? Whenever you have any trouble, whom do you approach within your family first, and why so? And if you have any advice for your siblings, what would that be?
So we are a nuclear consisting of four members: my father, my mother, me, and my younger sister. So my father is currently working in Supreme Court of India. He's in government service. Basically, he's working in the admin department. So talking about my mother, so she is a homemaker. Talking about my sister, she is my younger sister, and currently she is pursuing her graduation from Shahid Sukhdev College of Business Studies. That is one of the Asia's best undergrad B schools. So talking about the
Uh,
family time.
what was the B school?
So one of the Asia's best undergrad B schools, business schools.
Okay, what was the name of this college?
Shahid Sukhdev College of Business Studies.
Okay, where is this?
Rohini Sector 16 in Delhi.
Okay, please continue.
So talking about the family time part. So generally we spend time together in the evenings. Whenever like my father and my sister do come whenever they are free in the evenings, we generally share our what all happened in the day, and we cherish upon the moments. On the weekends part, sometimes we even watch movies at home and cook. My mother is a very good cook, so she cooks some things for us, and we enjoy all those moments. So talking about the problems part. So if any general problem arises, I try to solve it myself. Still, if it is unresolved, I contact my mother, as she is very practical in life and gives a very practical solution. In case of any financial problem, so I do approach my father, and in case of any internship related or any business related problems, I do contact my sister, as she has very good exposure with that, and thereby I'm able to solve off with my problem. Yes, so that were the main questions that I'm able to recall.
Okay, you did answer all the questions. Don't worry. So now let me ask a little bit about yourself. I have inquired about your academics, about your family, about your friends. These are all external factors. Let me know the real Karan. So Karan, what do you do in your free time? How is your daily routine like? And what are your hobbies and interests? If you have any reading habits, what kind of books do you prefer? What kind of TV shows, movies, web series, and social media content do you watch regularly? Tell me about these things.
So, sir, starting off with the routine part. So, sir, as of now, I've just started working. So, my mainly routine is in the early morning. I do get wake up. If I have the time, like around 30-40 minutes, so I read something on the internet, like any recent current affairs. If I am short on time, so I do get ready for the gym. I do go for the gym. After returning, I take my breakfast and leave for the office. Then happens the office thing. I generally return by 7-7:30. So post that, I get fresh and take the dinner by 8-8:30, and study something of my interest in the evening. So talking about the reading habits, sir, I'm not a very active reader, and I have just started reading. I have read 3 to 4 novels, and as of now, I'm currently reading 2 novels at present. One of them is The Shadowrunner, and the other one is Ram Shion of Ishwaku. That is by Amish Tripathi. So, sir, you asked about the preferences part. So, sir, anything if I start reading a book, if the first chapter interests holds off my interest, then I start reading the book. That is the main like preference thing that is the main preference thing that I have for any book. So talking about the use of internet. So sir, basically my screen time is on the low side, and even if I open the social media like Instagram, so mainly sir, it revolves around the current affairs from a channel called CDS Journey, as well as UPSC CDS Desire to Learn. So mainly that revolves around there. And as of now, I have also started watching the reels and some reels from SSB Bro, that has somewhat given me basic started giving me basic insights, much more of the SSB, and what all I have been doing wrong in the previous attempts. And so that were the main use of internet. Since the secondary uses are use of online shopping apps for some grocery needs and some other needs, use of Strava for some running and like tracking running, and sometimes using like Spotify and all that. That are the main uses of internet. So talking about the hobbies and interest parts, I have mainly three hobbies. So one of them is strength training. I generally, whenever I get time, even on the weekends, I do go for strength training. So the other one is learning about nutrition, particularly constraining to so the bodybuilding, and third one is Canva designing. So that were the like main interests and like main hobbies I have. So that are the main questions that I can recall.
Okay. So since you mentioned you tracking your running, so if I tell you to run 5 kilometers, how much time would you take?
So 29 to 30 minutes on a general day. If like if I'm running alone, and when I'm running with a group, then sometimes it completes it within 25 minutes as well.
Okay, so you get more motivation to run if you are running in a group.
Yes, sir. Like sir, I on Sundays in the early morning, I do run with the group, and the like the captain, the owner of the group is named as captain. So she motivates like really well. Even if she crossed just by 1 kilometer, she comes back and she motivates us, and we are like ab to bhagna hi padega, and we boost, we start at our level best and complete off the track that is generally being decided.
Okay, and you're also a frequent strength trainer.
Yes,
So
sir.
how many
Sir,
push-ups can you do in a go?
sir, can you
How
repeat
many
the question?
push-ups can you do in one go?
So pull-ups.
Push-ups.
Push-ups. So push-ups, generally I prefer sets. So I do 4 sets of 20, 25. That are the like main uh, thing I do for the push-ups. I have also tried like one go. So for the one go, I can go with the 30, 35 rep count.
That's a very good count. Nice. So tell me about your sports and games activities. So which games do you like the most? Have you participated in your school or college levels? Or even if you play during your free time, what are the games you prefer and what have you done in them?
So, sir, in my school days, I was much active in the football part. I've also played inter-school competition as well as inter-house competition. In the inter-school competition, we were the first position, and we got the first position. And in the inter-house, I was in the Jupiter house, and we were the runner-up, like the second position. So, moving to the college, I wanted to participate, but in the second semester when there were the matches, the COVID time boosted off, and everything went online. So that was like a big disappointment for me. Along with that, sir, I was included in the strength training part, and I have started like long distance running, like in the end of 2022, like around September, October, and I've also completed 3 half marathons.
That's very good to know. Now, can you tell me any three latest news happenings?
Sir, I have not read like the news from 1 or 2 weeks, so I'm not very sure.
But
Like,
you
what was
said your
the
daily routine is to go through Instagram pages which tell
so
about current affairs.
if I get time, then I go with the Instagram part. Like not in the office time, sometimes it's get hectic, so I never get time to open the phone as well.
Okay, so basically you do not follow news every day on TV or newspaper, but whenever you get time, you scroll through Instagram or rely on some app to catch up with the latest news.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Karan, now tell me what is your biggest fear?
So my biggest fear would be fear of failure, and that motivates me to push hard every day, and thereby I work hard every day.
Okay. Karan, have you ever felt low in your life, or have you ever felt like you're not doing things the right way? Basically, do you have any regrets in life? If
So,
so, tell me about those incidents.
there would be two different situations. So talking about the low part, the days on which I got conferenced out, on that specific day, I felt very low. Like I was this close to like, in the CDS AFA attempt. Like I told, did everything very well. So I felt very low that day. Like I was this close to being selected. And so for that, how did I for the managing part, sir, in the evening, I was coming with the friends and we enjoyed all the way. And the next day, it was from the next day, I was motivated. Like I'll be giving the AFCAT exam. I will be taking the AFCAT exam, and I started studying for that. So it was just a moment of that day. Like I felt bad. And so for the regrets part, sir, I have my due regrets that I couldn't clear the NDA written exam and thereby not appear for the SSB at that time as well.
Okay. So, Karan, now tell me, have you ever been in positions of responsibility in your life? If so, what were the challenges you faced and how could you manage them?
Sir, for the responsibilities part, in my college, I was assigned as the marketing head for my economic society. In that, sir, most of the things were going online. So the main thing was to coordinate as well as the completing the tasks and assigning the tasks as well as taking the tasks from the juniors. So that was one of the thing that one of the hectic things. Moving forward, so in post my graduation, I joined an internship with MBA Hub. Within 2 weeks, I was assigned as the team leader, and so basically it was a internship that revolved around marketing, HR, as well as finance. So mainly we used to. I was handling a team of. I was handling three teams of around 10. So I used to coordinate with them if they had any doubts. So I had to clarify them then and there. If still they cannot clear like with the registration process and all that, so I have to make up with the Google Meet and other platforms so as to clarify their doubts. So that was some of the challenges with that part. Yes, so that were the main challenges that I have faced in the recent times.
Okay, Karan, since you are so interested in economics and business studies, and I can see you have done pretty well in your college days and even now in your job. How will you use all this expertise if you join the Indian Air Force?
So mainly, sir, the finance part, it's a very basic need for today's generation to be financially educated. So if I am financially educated, I can help my peers as well as the surrounding people to invest in something that will help them in the future. And so talking about so the other things, mainly, sir, it was all about communication. So communication helps you everywhere, be it the armed forces or be it anywhere in the life. So I'm very much confident that with the communication part that I have on in the my job part as well as my college days will help me overall in the Indian Air Force as well.
Okay, I hope that you do get recommended and you utilize all these skills of yours in the defense forces.
Yes,
But
sir.
let us consider the other way. What if it doesn't happen so? What if you do not get recommended at all? Then what is your plan?
So like as of now, I have multiple attempts. I'll keep appearing for my next attempt with a better approach.
Okay, but that was not my question. Let us assume you do not get selected at all, or let us say you get medical out permanently.
So then I'll prefer with going with the MBA part as I have good communication skills and I believe that I'll grow very well in that sector as well.
Okay, which MBA college would you prefer if you have to go for your MBA?
So MBA college, mainly, sir, I prefer FMS. That is a college affiliated with Delhi University. That will be my first preference.
But I have never heard about this FMS college. I have heard only about IIMs. Tell me about this college.
So basically, it gives you the level of education that IIMs are providing at a very minimal cost. So the general fees in the IIMs is around 20 to 25 lakhs, and the average placement is around 35 something. So to considering talking about so this college, the fees in this college is 2 lakhs, and giving the same level of placement that is 30 to 35 lakhs. So the return to investment ratio is much more higher. So I have also seen students that have like traded off their IIM Ahmedabad seat for the FMS seat. So moreover, sir, this college would be in the Delhi, so I won't have to relocate, and that will be the like this will be the secondary reason. But sir, the return to investment ratio is much more greater than any other colleges in India. So I'll prefer with that. I'll go with that.
Okay. So are you appearing for MBA entrance exams as well? alongside your SSBs?
Sir, I appeared for the CAT 2022 and I scored 90 percentile in that. But sir, 90 percentile wouldn't fetch me like this good college. The FMS generally requires a 98 to 99 percentile. So if I don't make it in this attempt as well, so I'll be appearing for the next CAT with a better approach, so as to crack the cutoff for the specific college.
Okay. So Karan, I've been asking a lot of questions about you. You must have got bored. You can ask me
No, sir.
questions in return now. This is your chance. Ask me any number of questions you want.
So, sir, as you already told on the Instagram, you got selected for the AFA part. Also, what happened, and so that you went for the army.
Okay, so I was also having a similar history like you. I got 4 times conferenced out, and in my fifth attempt, I cleared AFA through CDS. But during my flying medicals, which happened in Bangalore, I was declared medically unfit for flying branch because of my mild eyesight. But otherwise, I was medically fit for all other duties. So automatically, I was eligible for everything in the Air Force and in the Army, which did not include flying. So in CDS, as you know, we give preferences. I had given IMA as my second preference. And once you get recommended, you are eligible for all 3 arms. And depending on the medical criteria, you get whichever arm you have given. All based on your preference you have filled. Since I was medically ineligible for AFA, I got my second option IMA automatically. And there was Army medical scheduled. I cleared that and joined IMA.
Sir, how was the life at IMA?
IMA life is a very elaborate thing to say here, but overall it was very, very good. It was a great experience. I learned a plethora of things, made a lot of good friends, and enjoyed life.
Very great, sir.
Okay. I hope you don't have any other questions for me.
No, sir.
Okay, Karan, it was very nice interacting with you. I wish to see you in uniform very soon. All the best for that.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. We have completed the interview. I'll just stop the recording, man. I'll share your feedback with you now.